I'd like to call to order the Town of Trumbull Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for Wednesday, October 9th, 2024. Can we all please rise and, Brian, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which nation under God, indivisible, with liberty.
Tonight, we do only have 4 voting members of the commission here, so I just want to let you guys know, as discussed earlier prior to the meeting, you have the option to come back at the next the next meeting when, because tonight you will require all 4 of us to approve your application. So just want to state that for the record. Has everyone had an opportunity to take a look at the minutes from last Wednesday's meeting, our last meeting in September? Do I have a motion to approve those minutes? Seconded by Mayo. All in favor? Beautiful. Moving forward, application 242947 Rose Terrace. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Can you come up and state your name for me? I'm not even going to give this one a go. I apologize.
That's fine.
I know Jadhav, but how do you pronounce your first name, ma'am?
Prajakta.
Prajda. Please state your name and address for the record, and then just go ahead and discuss your application.
My name is Prajakta Jadhav. I am the design applicant as well as the owner of the property, and at 47 Rose Terrace in Trumbull. This is a variance application, as you know. It's a variance application for an enlargement of the existing footprint. This is a corner lot on 47 Rose Terrace. So there are 2 front setbacks and a rear setback. As per the current zoning regulations, you 50-foot setback for the front and 50 at the rear. As you can see on the survey with the drawings that were submitted, if the current zoning regulations are to be followed, what can be built is very minuscule or small. The existing house, as it stands, was built in 1953. It's a ranch. There is no basement, and there's no second level. That the footprint you see is what is there. The reason for asking for this variance is this is a house we bought 10 years ago. We see this as our forever home. We are raising our children here. We would like to continue to live here, but it has certain deficits. It's a ranch. That's the footprint we have. There is no way to expand on it in any way in order to make up for some deficits, which storage. The garage is really tight. You can park 2 cars. So in order to do that, we were looking to extend it out. Also, it's a very old house. When we moved in, we didn't really do much except for cosmetic upgrades. So it requires new plumbing, new electrical, it's all aging, broken, it needs to be fixed. In the process of doing that, we are relating it out, making it more family, as well as bringing it up to code, up to codes. And this allows us to get what is lacking in the current layout, as well as live here and continue to. That was the reason to do that. If at all we can't do this, it means we have to go up another floor, which is adding a lot of footprint that we don't really need, or nor can we afford financially. So that was the reason.
I don't have any questions. Commissioner Reale.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have 2 brief questions.
Yes.
So you testified that the current lot is a non-conforming, pre-existing non-conforming residence. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then secondly, this property is unique in that it has 2 frontages. Is that correct?
Correct.
I have no further questions.
Commissioner Mayo? Good. Commissioner, good? Okay, thank you very much for your time, ma'am. Is there anyone here who'd like to speak in favor of this application? Please come forward. Is there anyone here who'd like to speak against this application? Please come forward. I'm going to close the public session of this meeting, and do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Seconded. Any discussion?
I think the applicant did an excellent job of giving us the history of the property and the purpose for the variance, but more importantly, I think she testified to the hardship that it's a non-conforming lot, and it also has the two frontages, which makes it very unique. So I'm going to be in favor of the application.
Should we take it to a vote? All in favor? Passes unanimously. Before you leave, prior to engineering approval, the applicant must show compliance with administrative policies for stormwater management and drainage design standards and obtain a driveway permit. Sorry, I should put my glasses on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because we are moving the driveway.
Yep. And you can, if any more questions, you can go right to Brian.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving forward, application 24-30, 159 Plymouth Avenue, Philip Reardon Jr. Please state your name and your address for the record, please, sir.
Philip Jr., 159 Plymouth Ave. My wife and I, Melanie, bought 159 Plymouth Ave about 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Philip Reardon Jr., 159 Plymouth Ave. My wife and I, Melanie, bought Plymouth Ave about 2 years ago. It's a cul-de-sac lot, 3¼ acres roughly. There was a pool that's been there, showing town records since 1956. The pool is 10-inch thick concrete walls with a concrete poured slab in it. Our plan is to, there's a pool house and a shed, is to remove both of those pieces of those two buildings, and using the existing footprint of the pool, been working with the structural engineer, if approved, to basically fill in and using the existing pool size to build on top of that. That's why the height, I'm going for a height variance. In order to get a 10-12 pitch on that size, that's the math. And then, we put in for a setback variance, not knowing if you look at the survey, you'll see it. They didn't know how side yard versus rear setback was going to be interpreted, so we wanted to cover our bases just in case there was any discrepancies on that.
Thank you. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Reale.
Sure, why not? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, Mr. Reardon, you testified that with regard to that rear yard setback, they may even not need a variance for that. However, because of the uniqueness of that corner of the property being on a cul-de-sac, that's the hardship that you would have to prove. Is that right?
That or the height, yes.
Right. And with regard to the height variance, so that was the rear yard setback
Yeah.
variance, but with regard to the height variance, you testified that in order to use that same structure of the pool that existed
Correct.
prior to you purchasing the property, you would have to raise the height structure an additional 9 feet beyond the regulations, and that's your hardship that you're seeking us to approve. Is that correct?
By using the existing foundation to get the proper pitch roof on that.
Right, and that foundation existed prior to you purchasing the property.
Correct. That's been there since 1956.
Great. I have no further questions. Thank you, Mr. Reardon.
Commissioners to my left, any questions? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here who'd like to speak in favor of this application? Please come forward, and just to note, there was posted online, which we also received a hard copy of neighbors who did not have an objection, and these are all the actual abutting neighbors right there.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. Mr. Pifko.
And that's being submitted as part of the record.
It's already on
I
there.
have pictures as well, if you want me to submit that as well. But.
No, thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to speak in favor? Go ahead, please, come on forward, sir.
Bill Reardon Sr., obviously my son, but I don't know if anybody's seen the property. It's a beautiful piece of property in Trumbull. It's kind of a jewel that no one even knows is there. It's a New England style cape, and you know, I'm a big New England fan, so to me, a barn there actually enhances the neighborhood and increases the value of everybody's house in the area because the lot is so large. It beats having another house there or anything else. It's a beautiful structure, in my opinion. But people walk down the neighborhood all the time, kind of like is the gawking area of the neighborhood. It's a pretty nice lot, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Thank you. Is anyone else here who would like to speak in favor of this application? Please come forward. Is anyone here you're all set, sir? Is anyone else here who would like to speak against this application? Please come forward. All right, I'm going to close the public section of our meeting. Do I have a motion to approve? Seconded by Mayo. Any discussion?
Yeah, once again, I thought the applicant did an effective job of articulating the one hardship, which we don't know whether it was required or not, but wearing suspenders and a belt, I thought it was a good job of bringing that in, and I commend Mr. Fitzgerald for suggesting that he do that. And then with regard to the height variance, I thought he articulated a satisfactory argument for a hardship.
All in favor? Passes unanimously. Oh, I'm sorry. Before you leave, sir. Prior to engineering approval, applicant must show compliance with administrative policy for stormwater management drainage design standards. And I don't believe you need to obtain a driveway, or I'm sorry, and a IWWC permit. A driveway and, so a IWWC permit, so you can discuss that with Brian. So, do I have a motion to close our meeting? Seconded by Mayo, all in favor? We're all set. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.